Hello everyone, welcome to Board System Test 1 featuring the Lite MS-5UD fire alarm system. So let's go ahead and get started. For our first notification appliance, we have the Seaman's UMCS remote strobe. This device is set on 75 candela. If we move over, we have our first change to the system. We now have a system sensor CO1224T carbon monoxide detector. I added this detector where the old cover plate used to be. I decided to make this a bigger box so I could fit some more wires in there, make it a little bit easier. I also moved some stuff around on the board, so this is the reason that I had to move this up here as well. Below that, or not below that, above that, we have a new device. This is a Siemens DT11 heat detector. The head is DT11, the base is DB11, so pretty cool. For our next notification appliance, we have a Siemens UMHU-MCS-R. This device will be doing code 3 and is set on 75 candela. Below this device, we have the first major change. I've installed a Lite AN80 annunciator. That's right, I finally added an annunciator to this system. This has been a change that I have wanted for a very, very long time. I thought it would be really cool. I have the capability to do it. The panel is able to do it, so I thought that would be really cool. Something that I feel like, just makes the system kind of come together. So I'm very happy with this. There is currently trouble on the panel. That is an AC fault, but the reason for that, again, is because I'm using a Siemens UMMT or UMHU, and it does a lot better on DC power, so I just have the no AC power for this test. Right below the annunciator, we have another change. I have moved the system sensor RTS2 key test switch up on the board. It was further down connected to the duct detector, but I decided that it makes more sense for it to be further up so that I don't have to reach all the way down. Makes more sense that it's at the height of the pull stations and stuff, so it's a little bit more realistic. Below that, we have two pull stations. On the left, we have the Siemens MSM-K. And on the right, we have a Cerberus Pyronics. I believe the model is MS-5UD. If I am wrong, I will put the model below. I also redid some of the conduit. As you probably remember, there was just a single wire going through there, no conduit or anything, so I finally fixed that up. I also put conduit down to the duct detector. So we go down here. I can take this off. This is just a light. We have a cover plate. Which feeds wires into the duct detector. We have the duct detector right here. Still the system sensor D4120 duct detector. So pretty cool, no issues with that. Another thing you may notice on this system is there's no longer a gap in between the boards. You may remember at one point when I had the two boards, I had a little gap in between them. But I fixed that. I now have one big sheet of plywood, and then there's another little sheet that I cut down, and I was able to fit everything up together. Another notable change that I did make to the system, you may notice that this cabinet may look a little different to you. Pretty much the same cabinet, however, now I can actually unlock the door and open the cabinet. I completely replaced the cabinet. The old cabinet could not open and close. There was no key. You couldn't open it with a key. It was not realistic. So I ended up replacing that. I also, if you open the panel, you can also see that I'm now using fire alarm wire. I used to use other wire, but it just didn't do as well. I'm still trying to figure out some things inside this panel. I still got to get connectors and fix a few things. But in general, everything is in pretty good condition. I just got to fix some of the electrical tape, some of the connections in here, clean it up a little bit, and it'll be ready to go. I have also been contemplating possibly getting a dress panel. I have not made up my mind if I'm going to do that yet, but hopefully I'll make up my mind. I mean, I think it would be nice, but we'll have to see what I can do. One of the other new changes that I also made to the system is I now have Audible Silence. What is Audible Silence, you might be asking? Audible Silence is when the fire alarm system is silenced, meaning all the audibles stop making their noise, and then you still see strobes flashing. This is a change that I made and I wanted to make for a while. So all the devices are pretty much for wire, the notification appliances. If you notice in the panel too, I'm using every single notification appliance circuit. This is so that I can do that. Makes it a lot easier, and I like it that way. So from time to time, I will not be using that feature, but most of the time in general, I will be using the 4-wire operation. Same goes for the horn strobe up here. This is doing 4-wire operation, so I broke the jumpers on the back of the device and set it so that I can have audible silence. Now, as far as what I'm going to be doing with the annunciator, I do plan to use it during the system test. Now, you might be asking, when are you going to be using it? Are there going to be certain times? I think I'm just going to be basically deciding when I want to use it during the test. I might be like, all right, we're going to use this time instead of using the main panel. I haven't quite made up my mind, but I think I'm just going to use it at random times. There's not going to really just be an assigned time I'm going to use it. You may also notice a small change with the Seaman's metal pull station. You may notice that the branding looks a little crappy. You could tell like there was glue on here at one point. I was trying to glue the label back on, but ultimately really failed. And it ended up going all over the front of it. I'm working on trying to remove this, but for this test, this does not be removed. Device still functions fine, but it was bothering me that this was peeling back, so I wanted to fix it. So I will fix that at some point, just not right now. Alright, to start off today's test, I'm going to pull the Cerberus Pyronics Pool Station. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Alright, go ahead and shut the door. As you can tell, strobes continue to flash now. This one's kind of hard to tell, but it is flashing. Same with this one is also flashing. Alright. Alright, we will now go ahead and activate the heat detector. So to activate it, I'm just going to use this hair dryer. So here we go. Alright, and the alarm is silenced. Alright, I will now go ahead and reset the pull station. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my Allen key. Going to turn it best of my ability. There we go. See the station opens up, there's the inside. Just gonna close it back into place. Begin turning it. So it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but I'm still gonna try. I also like that there's a little bit more room. Like I said, that there's no gap right there anymore. That gap was horrible, so I'm really happy that that's gone now. All right, now it's reset. Just put the key back there. And I'm now going to go in the mainframe control panel, and I'm going to hit system reset. All right, we're going to hit system reset. For our next test today, I'm going to activate the duct detector. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to insert my key. I'm going to turn to sensor 1 and hit the buttons. Here we go. The alarm is silenced. And the strobes continue to flash because Audible Silence is set up. All right, we're going to go down here. We're going to hit the button, turn the key, and now the duct detector is reset. After testing it, you can also test it with a magnet, which I didn't do in this test, but I have done before. So we're now going to go to the annunciator. We're going to hit system reset. A feature that I really like about the AN80 annunciator and the MS-5UD, which is something that I didn't realize, is that whenever you have an AN80 open for a while, let's say you just keep it in the open position, eventually it goes into trouble. It says AN bus open, which is really helpful feature, especially in case someone leaves the key in the annunciator. Then you take the key out, and then you know that somebody can't tamper with the annunciator. The purpose of a fire alarm annunciator is to be in the front of a building or to be in a remote location. So, for instance, if the fire alarm control panel is like in a boiler room, and that, well, say you're in a school and it's across the building, well, the fire department wants to know exactly where the fire alarm is. So the annunciator will be right in the vestibule area, and you'll be able to kind of tell where the you can tell where the fire is. Not so much on an MS-5UD, but on an addressable system, 9050UD, you'd be able to tell. For next activation today, we are going to activate the system sensor CO1224T carbon monoxide detector. So, all you do to activate this device is hit the button. So here we go. And the alarm is silenced. Since there is nothing to reset, there's no key or anything, obviously the detector will reset itself. So we're just going to go ahead and reset the mainframe control panel using the reset button. Since it is basically a brand new system and I decided that today I want to test everything, we're also going to go ahead and activate the drill button. I think this feature is really cool, especially because it makes a little sound before you activate it, so you do have an idea that you're going to be activating the fire alarm. So, I'm going to go ahead and hit it. Alright, it's reset. And the strobes continue to flash, like I mentioned earlier. So we're going to go ahead and reset the panel, or the annunciator. Alright, to finish up today's test, I'm going to pull the Seaman's pull station. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. And the alarm is silenced. I will now hit system reset. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed New Board System Test 1. Be sure to be on the lookout for new system tests in this series, and I will see you in the next video.